Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks everyone for being here. It has obviously been a long couple of weeks, so really are grateful that you all made it today. May we call the meeting to order, please, at 4:04 and take the roll, please, Ms. Jones?
Certainly. Senator Wilk,
Present.
Senator Laird, Senator Newman, Assemblymember Bonta, Assemblymember Murasucci,
Here.
Assemblymember Davies,
Here.
Juan Morales,
Here.
Jeremy Smith,
Here.
Ana Lasso,
Here.
Gail Miller.
Here, thank you, Ms. Jones, and we have a quorum. We are pursuant to SB 189. We're conducting this meeting by Zoom. It's also being broadcast at the Ziggurat Building at 707 3rd Street in West Sacramento in room 4221 if you'd like to comment in person. And as you know, to make this meeting run efficiently, please use the raise hand feature in the Zoom meeting interface if you want to make a public comment. And I'll call on you at the appropriate time. And if you're calling into the meeting and not using the Zoom app, unfortunately, you will not be able to participate. We apologize. And I also want to note that there will not be a meeting in July 2023. And our next meeting will be in person on August 23rd at the Department of Education. And at the end of this meeting, the board will meet in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 11126E for the purpose of conferring with and receiving advice from legal counsel regarding pending litigation. And before we start, I am actually it's very bittersweet to offer such deep and heartfelt gratitude to our Deputy Executive Officer, Barbara Kampminer. And we're going to present her with a resolution and acknowledge her dedication and service to the Office of Public School Construction and the State Allocation Board. Barbara will be leaving us on June 30th and joining the private sector. So I'd like to turn it over to Ms. Jones and then to Lisa to present her with this resolution. I don't know, Mr. Watanabe's holding it up, and I know it's often we don't see what people do behind the scenes, but I think all of our members and everyone that's ever worked in state service knows that to get to as many resolutions as Barbara has managed to do is really phenomenal. And her commitment is really like very few I've ever seen in my decades now of public service. And she really has overseen so many different programs. She's a subject matter expert in the charter school facilities program and the full day kindergarten and facilities grant program, the regional K through 16 education collaborative grant program, and the STEM programs. So many of the things that you all have held dear in your districts. And as you see students really learning and thriving in facilities that make it possible, Barbara has really been behind so many of them, humbly and quietly. And I think the pieces that are just absolutely incredible that Barbara's managed to do is work with districts in a kind, professional way that really has gotten so many to resolution. You are unlike anyone else I've met. I think I do just want to highlight that you have made apportionments and unfunded approvals for over $8.561 billion, representing 3,267 projects. And for the school facility program, and 320.5 million, representing 120 projects for the California preschool and transitional kindergarten and full day kindergarten facilities grant program. So it's obviously bittersweet. This is a huge loss for the state of California, but Ms. Kampminer, your legacy really knows no bounds. You have made a difference for thousands of school children, and you have restored my faith in the way government can work. And I hope that you will teach a master class one day. And I do think it is thanks to the leadership of Ms. Silverman that continues to grow staff and empower people in such a beautiful way that you've created a culture of service and a culture of humility, solving problems. And so I just want to turn it over to you for a second, but obviously we will deeply, deeply miss you. And more than anything, we'll just miss your attitude to solving problems. So I'm sorry to go on, but it is such a moment that I think it's important that we offer our deepest gratitude to you. So with that, Ms. Silverman.
Yes, just to highlight what Gail already said, I mean, Barbie's been phenomenal. She's been the longest serving deputy executive officer for the Office of Public School Construction, and just congratulate all her work. Her ability to break down difficult issues and provide some solutions have been, earth-shattering in so many ways. So again, wish her well. I know she won't be far because I still have her phone number, but yeah, congratulations, Barbara, and just you're a diamond and you'll continue to shine. And so we wish you all the best. Thank you again.
Anyone else want to say anything before I turn it over to Ms. Kampminer herself?
I'd like to say a couple of words.
Please, thank you, Director Lasso.
First off, it's just to be both serving on this board, but also the director of DGS. It's very much a privilege and honor to have both Barbara and Lisa and Michael as part of my team. It's just a joy to have people who are champions. And as I've gotten to know Barbara and Lisa and the team, I'm always just in awe of their dedication. And Lisa Jones is also on this call today. Their dedication, their teamwork, and just their humility. They do their work with so much humility and dignity. So I just want to acknowledge that. And Barbara, continue to lead with that humility and dignity that you do, because it brings so much to the table to everyone who gets to participate and interact and collaborate with you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Ms. Kampminer, anything to offer?
I've been thinking about what to say as I'm leaving this position, and just thank you all for your kind words. It's been a true honor to serve this board in various roles for the past 20 years, and it's been exciting to be able to help so many school districts achieve their goals and to help the office and the board with the mission. It's such an important thing that this board and the Office of Public School Construction do for the kids of California. And I've had some amazing opportunities to help in that process and be a part of that process, and to get to know so many others that have been serving the students in this area as well. And it's been really remarkable to think back on all that has happened in the past 2 decades. And it's a bittersweet moment. I'm excited for the future, but it is also very difficult to say goodbye to this chapter. And I just say thank you to all of you as well. I've learned a lot from everyone here as well, and from all the school districts and those involved, and looking forward to crossing paths with everyone in the future again. So thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. I know that these are always difficult. So with that, we're happy at the end to open it to public comments. Unless anyone wants to very quickly raise their hands, Mr. Watanabe's arms are probably getting tired. But we obviously, Barbara has helped transition Michael, and I think just this is the idea that teamwork is dreamwork, as the director said. So just really briefly, if anyone wants to raise their hands, I can think of, just since I've been doing this job, countless districts that have raised their hands to say, thank you for driving, thank you for coming. Derek McCullough. I hope I did this right. Oh, yay, look at me, Mr. Watanabe. Go ahead, Mr. McCullough.
Yeah, my name is Derek McCullough, and I'm from Trona Joint Unified School District. And I want to do a special thanks to Barbara as well. Our school district was affected by the earthquakes of July 2019. And Barbara actually came to our site. Her and Savannah came here, and they have continued to work and support the district this entire process. We're actually on the board agenda tonight, so this is actually fitting. I'm glad that Barbara could be here for this meeting and help us see this project through. So I just can't express my gratitude and how much she's played a large role in providing this for our community. So special thanks and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Anybody else wanna? Okay, with that, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we will move now to the minutes from May 31st, 2023. The minutes are ready for a review. Are there any public comments? Seeing none, may we get a motion, please?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Marsucci. I will second. Oh, were you gonna second, Senator Wilk?
Sure.
Thank you, Senator.
I'm not used to that. We don't second in the Senate.
I know, it took me a long time too. You remember I grew up in the Senate. Ms. Jones, will you take the roll?
Certainly. Senator Wilk,
Aye.
Assembly Member Marsucci,
Mr. Marsucci on the minutes?
Oh, yes, aye.
Thank you.
thank you. Assembly Member Davies,
Aye.
Juan Morales,
Aye.
Jeremy Smith,
Aye.
Anna Lasso,
Aye.
Gail Miller.
Aye, the minutes are approved. Ms. Silverman, the executive officer statement, please.
Going to be a little light tonight. So we have two updates we wanted to share with the board. One of them is the outreach for public schools on military installations. Michael did join the team on June 8th with the Department of Defense with their public school team. And the folks came from Washington, D.C. just to tour Central Union Elementary School District and Neutra Elementary School District located on the Naval Air Station at Lemoore. And it's a great walkthrough opportunity for them to finalize their plans with Department of Defense, and looks like they're moving along, which is great news. And just to remind the board, in 2022, the board did approve the district's financial hardship status under other evidence. So they do have a program grant awaiting for them to activate. And again, it was all conditional based on this Department of Defense project, but this was definitely a big assistance in our way that the district was able to secure that grant because they knew that they had the State Allocation Board program funds available. So that's great news. We actually will be out in the field July 17th and 18th with our team members from the Department of Finance and also the federal partners as well, visiting Vandenberg Air Force Base and also the Marine Corps Base Pendleton and Marine Corps Base Miramar. At the Naval Base Station in San Diego. So lots of site visits to come, and these folks already have a preliminary award with the Department of Defense. So again, we want to make sure that we align our program grants with this opportunity. Our next update is the Seismic Safety Commission. We'll be taking part on July 20th, just to highlight what funding has been awarded under this program that addresses seismic mitigation and retrofits. So we're happy to share that information with the commission on July 20th. And then our next meeting is in person on August 23rd, and we'll look forward to seeing you.
Great, any questions? Seeing none, any public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent calendar, please.
Consent agenda is ready for your approval.
Great, any questions? Any public comment? Seeing none, may we have a motion, please?
Motion.
Question or motion?
Davies, motion.
Great, thank you, Assemblymember Davies. May we have a second?
Second.
Great, thank you very much, Mr. Marzucci. May we call the roll on the consent agenda, please, Ms. Jones?
Yes, Senator Wilk,
Aye.
Assembly Member Marsucci,
Aye.
Assembly Member Davies,
Aye.
Juan Morales,
Aye.
Jeremy Smith,
Aye.
Anna Lasso,
Aye.
Gail Miller.
Aye, the consent calendar is approved. Moving on to the financial reports, please, Ms. Silverman.
We just want to highlight to the board on page 109, which is the financial, the fund release request. We actually dispersed over 110 million in the month of May, which is good. Great news. So that means that folks are coming in with those active apportionments and accessing their program cash. And then in the status of funds, which is on page 111 through 112, and the highlight what's in the consent agenda, nearly $225 million in project approvals, and that represents 62 projects. So again, that's great news for this, for the program. Money's still being activated, and these projects are going to be moving forward. So with that, I'll open to any questions.
Great. Any questions on the financial reports? Any public comment? Seeing none, to present her last appeal, I'll turn it over to Ms. Campminer for the Trona Joint Unified School District. And spoiler alert, we already heard from the school district. So we could probably keep this as brief or as long as you'd like, Ms. Campminer, knowing that we've already heard from the district, partially at least.
Sounds good. Yes, so Trona Joint Unified has a facility hardship project on the agenda today, and they are located in San Bernardino County in a remote location, and they were impacted by the earthquake. We're coming up on 4 years ago now, so the district has been working diligently to move forward to address the damage that was caused to their high school facility and ensure that the kids have a safe place to go to school. Typically, we would be able to present this type of project in the consent calendar. It does meet all the requirements for a facility hardship application. They have all the necessary state agency approvals, and they're ready for funding approval. However, we have one issue that we need the board's decision on so that the district can move forward, and it relates to a supplemental grant for the project that is called our New School Allowance. So the district, as they were evaluating the campus after the earthquake to see how best to repair the damage, and they also did some studies to determine if the soil underneath the buildings was okay. And unfortunately, it was discovered through engineering reports that the soil is not stable and that there is damage to the buildings. So the recommendation was to replace the entire campus in a different location. The district did have space available. It's a very large site that houses the high school as well as the elementary school. And then there was space available on the other side of the site where the district is able to build. The soil is in better shape there. So the plan is to replace the high school on the same parcel, just on a different section of it. New school grant is something that we can provide when projects for the facility hardship program or for new construction are coming forward and they're building a small number of classrooms. So in this case, the district has lower enrollment, but we are funding about 7 classrooms worth, and they're building about 13 classrooms. But when a project of that size comes in, the grant amounts that are provided by just the base grant alone are not sufficient to really construct a full campus, a new school, which may need an administration building or a multi-purpose room or a library. And so the other buildings aside from the classrooms. The school facility program contemplates this circumstance for small new schools, and that's why this grant exists. However, the grant is written into regulation to be allowed when it's the school is going to be replaced on a new site with no facilities or on a site with no existing facilities. And that brings us to the question for the board today. There is one building that is in question. And so we have included a map of the campus as well as part of this item. The buildings towards the bottom of the page are the existing high school campus, and then the buildings with the multicolor shading up at the top of the page is where the school will be located after the new replacement campus is constructed. And then as you can see there next to the track and football area, there is some yellow highlighting and then a building identified as Building N. So Building N, along with its associated restrooms, is what is preventing us from moving forward with this administratively. That building came to our office being reported as part of the high school site for the campus. It is safe, it can be used, and the district would prefer not to demolish that facility. The district has shared with us that this building was used as a high school, and currently it is used for storage, and for the restroom facilities are also being used for the community that are held at the football and track area. So the district's preference is to leave that building. The whole rest of the high school campus down below there is being demolished. So we could not do this administratively. We don't believe that the grant was intended necessarily for buildings such as Building N. It's really aimed at those core facilities. And this situation in that they're replacing on the same campus, but they're still able to leave the football area. They still have the elementary there. So it makes it a little bit murky as far as whether or not all of the facilities have been replaced, because that building was originally reported to us as part of the high school. However, we don't think that the regulation was trying to prevent situations such as this, where vast majority of the school is being replaced and we're just coming down to this one facility that wasn't really even used for classroom purposes or for high school use. So we've got two options for you in this item. This grant is worth over $7 million for this project. So this is a very important piece of the funding puzzle for the district. So they need this money to move forward. So they are asking for the two options, and in both cases they end up with the same amount of grant funding. But under option one, the district would be permitted to retain building N and the associated restrooms, and they would still receive the new school grant. In option number two, they would receive the new school grant, but they would be required to demolish building N and the restrooms. And staff does support the request to keep the buildings. The district doesn't have local funds to replace the functionality of these buildings if they had to demolish them. The building is safe and it is really not used primarily for the high school purposes. So we don't see an issue with board approval on this. We just wanted to make sure that we are fully transparent with how we brought forward to the board for your consideration. So as we know, Derek is here with us today to answer any additional questions. Otherwise, staff is recommending option one, which will approve the project as well as approve the question of whether or not the allowance can be provided with the buildings remaining.
Great.
Who makes the motion for option A?
Thank you, Senator Wilk.
Second.
And seconded by Ms. Davies. Mr. McCullough, do you want to make any final comments just to let us know you support it?
We're choosing option one. I'm sorry, I blanked out there for a minute when I tried to join the panel, so I missed some of the wordings, but yes, option one is what we need to move forward with this project. This $7 million is vital to having this. So whether you choose option one or option two, option one is what would be best for the district and is what we are asking for. I am here open if you guys have any questions and in regards to this. But once again, I just thanks everybody that's worked on this team, and everybody's been great. So thank you.
Great. Any other questions? Any other public comment? Thank you, Mr. McCullough, for being here. Thank you, Ms. Kampminer, for making this work for the district. Seeing none, it was moved by Senator Wilk, seconded by Ms. Davies. May we take the roll, please?
Yes. Senator Wilk.
Go Tornadoes, aye.
Assembly Member Marsucci.
Aye.
Assembly Member Davies.
Aye.
Juan Morales.
Aye.
Jeremy Smith.
Aye.
Ana Lasso.
Aye.
Gail Miller.
Aye. Motion is approved. Thank you very much, everyone. We will now, Ms. Kampminer, the 3-month workload, please.
Workload's ready for the board's consideration if you have any questions.
Great, thanks. And now we will go into closed session. Ms. Jones, if you can give us directions for that. At the beginning of the meeting, I let you know that the board will meet in closed session pursuant to Government Code 11126E for the purpose of conferring with and receiving advice from legal counsel regarding pending litigation.
Everybody have their panelists for the closed session. Let's duck out.
And those were individual links, right?
Correct. Michael, actually they weren't, were they? They were on one email.
One email this morning
And who was the email from?
from me.
Michael.
Great, thank you. So if you don't have it, please check your email for Michael Watanabe, Watanabe. And there you will find that link. And so if you don't mind logging off of this Zoom and onto that one, and we'll wait for everyone to get there. And just if you don't have it yet, that email was sent at 9:38 a.m. this morning. Thanks, everyone. See you in a second. Thank you, everyone. The board met in closed session, and as a result of the again, the board met in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 11126E1 and to meet on ongoing litigation. And as a result of the March 23rd, 2023 writ of mandate on remand from the Orange County Superior Court and the California Court of Appeal, 4th Appellate District, Division 3's directives, the SAB will be presenting an item at the August 23rd, 2023 SAB meeting on the construction cost index adjustments for specific projects approved at the September 6, 2017 State Allocation Board meeting. On July 14th, OPSC will post to its website and email all stakeholders on its email list a copy of the preliminary report. The public may remit a response to the preliminary report by the end of the day, which is 5 p.m. on August 1st, 2023. So again, posted on July 14th, responses due by August 1st, 2023. Those responses will then be attached to the August item, and comments may be addressed in the item if necessary. So if there are any questions or any public comments, please raise your Zoom hand at this time. Seeing none, wishing everyone a very happy summer, and obviously immense gratitude to Barbara Camp-Minert, and wishing you every success in your future. Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoy a restful summer, and really, really grateful to this board. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.